How's it going, YouTube? My name's Dust.
And this is Covey.
And welcome to our channel, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Network. We started this channel because my friend and I here, we've been playing a lot of Sonic Adventure 2. And it just started out first, we were bored, we have the game, let's play it. But after a while, we really started trying to find out what we do to get better. And we really try to just best each other. And we discovered that this game actually has a lot of esports potential that's really good.
Yeah, the two-player battle variant is set up in a way where it plays differently than the story mode levels. For the story mode levels, when you play through them, it's mostly about just going to the goalposts or the ring at the end and going as fast as you can, or if you're speedrunning, trying to skip across as much as you can to get to it as the fastest. And in the battle mode, you can do the same thing for either way, but the game plays a little bit differently, not only because the levels are set up slightly different, but as well as some power-ups in the game have been taken out of multiplayer, like Sonic's bounce bracelet, because Shadow does not have a counterpart to it, and
I think the only power that remains is Light Dash, because that's the only power they both share. So it does add a lot of new depth to the game, especially if you were a speedrunner, because now you can't just use your old strategies because you don't have all your power-ups. And if you're one of those players who just knows the trick jumps and everything, the maps are a little bit rerouted so that you have to relearn how to play the game. And there's just that added PvP element with the power-ups. Before we get into that, I'm going to do a quick explanation of how the multiplayer works, because I'm sure a lot of people haven't played this game in a while. Basically, multiplayer plays like we were just explaining, but the power-ups are what really is the bread and butter of the game. So Sonic and Shadow both get their power-ups at 20, 40, and 60 rings, and they go in a cycle. So your first power-up is Speed Up, which gives you a small boost of speed. Your second power-up is Sonic Wind, or Chaos Spear for Shadow. That just gives you it's an attack that can hit you from anywhere on the map, so no matter how far away we are from each other, no aiming required, it just hit you and you it's undodgeable, you can't dodge it. And you'll get hit, you'll get knocked back, and that also has the potential of knocking you off the map if timed correctly. And then you have Time Stop, which is a 10-second time stop that you can skip by rapidly moving the control stick, but it's still a 5-second real-time time stop that just hinders your movement. And that's pretty much it for the explanation. You guys pretty much got caught up. Anything you need to know, you'll see from the video. But this is why we feel that this game is a really good esport.
Alright, so this game is surprisingly has a lot of depth to it. At first, with the power-ups especially, it just feels like you're running around mashing the power-up button as soon as you get them, because it's like, I need to stop him, I need to time stop him, that's going to mess him up, or I need to do this attack. But with the added depth of the power-ups, as well as the other player doing skips and potentially trying to go for risky strats, there is the potential of messing them up, and if you haven't been picking up checkpoints, sending them all the way back to the beginning of the level.
There definitely is a skill curve also to the game too, because at first, like you're saying, when you get power-ups, you're just going to be throwing them at each other, but then you start realizing it's good to save power-ups, and it's also good to alter your normal route to get more power-ups more often, or get power-ups at certain times. And then there's also the factor of screen checking, which some people might be against, but it does add a lot of depth to the game. Because if I see you going for a risky jump that encourages you to jump over an ocean, I'm going to Sonic Wind you as soon as you make your jump. And so there's that. There's also a lot of hype in this game too. Really, there's a lot of intense moments. There is no moments of just nothing happening. There's always something going on. It's never a dull moment. And
there are moments where you were so close to the goal ring and lose it because time stop gets you.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. You're both about to get it and there's just that frame difference, or you messed up. There's a lot of excitement behind it.
Or you're just about to get to the goalpost and one of the enemies in the level just shoots you from across the map and you die. That can happen too. It's happened to me once or twice. And so yeah, another thing that really makes this game good for tournaments is the easy and fast setup. The setup is easy. This game's been ported to the GameCube, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PC on Steam, and so anyone can really have access to run this game. And the game's fast. We did a best of 9 where we played all 9 maps that we're going to use, and it took under 30 minutes. So that's really good for tournament-wise. Anybody who's run a gaming tournament for anything knows that one of the most frustrating things is having one match go really long and knocking the entire schedule back. That won't happen with Sonic Adventure 2.
Now, along with the tournaments, we have specific settings. They're not really complicated. The in-game settings allow you to modify and tweak some things. Pretty much the only setting you need to modify is handicap off. Handicap is sort of bizarre. We haven't really figured out all of what handicap does, but it feels like it gives you power-ups faster if you die, and rewarding death to allow you to catch up just feels really uneven.
For example, one of the things handicap definitely does, it makes your power-ups more powerful. Your time stop will go from 10 to 20 seconds, and your Sonic Wind Chaos Spear will not just knock you back, but it'll also immobilize you for a brief second. So that's for dying, and we don't feel like for competitive play you should be rewarded for dying.
And as well as other settings, we mentioned that we played 9 stages. There's 10 stages total in the races for versus, and the only stage we cut is Final Chase. The reason for cutting it is we need an uneven number so that we can do a best of 9, and we cut Final Chase because it's an extremely short level. It's been cut more than half out from the original single player level, and there's these weird like spinning gravity pipes, and they added way too much of an RNG element for competitive sense.
Right. And another thing we did, there's other characters you could play as, Metal Sonic and Amy. We decided to ban both of them. They're not just clones like Sonic and Shadow. Amy and Metal Sonic play differently. Amy moves much slower. She moves about half the speed of Sonic and Shadow, but she'll get her power-ups faster. She'll get her power-ups at 10 to 20 and 30 rings instead of 20, 40, 60. And she has the potential of just keeping you in power-up the entire time. She can keep you in time lock and keeps Sonic winding you, and it's just a nightmare.
She also can't spin much.
Yeah, but
I mean, that's mostly something against her, because at that point she doesn't get skips. So, Metal Sonic is different as well. He has no power-ups. He also doesn't have a spin dash. His spin dash is replaced with this weird shield thing, and that makes it so that any attacks coming at him are negated, and that includes Sonic Wind or Chaos Spear. And he also has a higher top movement speed and jumps higher. Not really that great of a advantage, considering that he has no power-ups and has the potential to fall back or not even do that great on skips because of no spin dash. But there are moments he can get to other parts of the levels faster than other characters, because for whatever reason, when you're in his shield you fall faster, so there's potential to skip rails. And if we're getting rid of one special character, we should get rid of the other special character, and the two characters that play exactly the same should be left in for the competitive aspect of it's just skill at that point. There's no advantage of I can block your attack or I can keep you in time lock for 20 seconds for the whole map.
Yeah, that, and there's just the whole added problem of deciding how we allow who gets priority in picking if both players want one character. At least with Sonic and Shadow, if both players want Sonic and one player has to put up with Shadow, they're still the exact same characters, just aesthetically they look different. So we feel it's more fair that way. The only other thing we changed is that you can have the in-game option set to have the game as a best of 3. We still want to do best of 3s, 5s, and 9s like we said, but we're not going to use the in-game option because it makes the maps randomly generated out of a set. And we don't like that because you have the potential of playing the same map twice. For example, if we're doing the first best 2 out of 3, the possible maps are City Escape, Metal Harbor, and Green Jungle, or Green Forest. And you have the possibility of playing City Escape, Metal Harbor, then City Escape again, which isn't fair because you're playing the same map twice. So we decided we're going to still do best of 3s for competitive play because otherwise the game would be way too short if we're just doing one match. But we're going to go ahead and make our own best 3s, 5s, and 9s, etc. So let's go ahead and talk about the goals for this channel. Why we even bothered to make the Sonic Adventure 2 Battle Network.
We want to upload different types of content. We want to make sure that there's a variety of uploads of not only gameplay, but videos explaining strategies that we incorporate or have seen and incorporate, as well as possibility of glitches. We want to incorporate glitches into the competitive aspect of this game because they add a whole nother layer of depth. There's a lot of people who are avidly against using glitches in any type of competitive setting, but for this situation, it really does come down to, do you want to go for it? Because they actually could hinder you. So,
right, it adds a big risk versus reward factor. For a quick example, I'll mention one glitch just for a quick example. There's what we call the double speed glitch, where it allows you to utilize a checkpoint and your speed up power up you get for 20 rings to lock in your speed at double speed. But in exchange, you have to get that checkpoint, which means that if your opponent's far behind you, he can just jump off the map, kill himself, and catch right up to you. So you have to decide if you really want to do that. Plus, there's a risk of missing the glitch and not locking your speed in a half, which is, now you have to decide, is the game close enough to whereas if I was running at half speed all of a sudden, would I still be able to win? So that's just one of the many glitches we'll go ahead and cover in video. Stick with us on that. Just don't let the idea of glitches ruin it for you. We also want to really bring together a community behind this because we feel like this game has the potential to be a great esport, and we really want to just make this a community channel for everybody just, you know, see good Sonic Adventure 2 gameplay.
Yeah, and if you want to send in your own clips or have clips re-uploaded to get the word out, then we'd be more than happy to give you full credit and upload your videos.
Right. We're also going to be doing some live streams too. We'll have a Twitch channel up and running shortly, and we'll post a link to that, and we'll have live streams and whatnot. We also, maybe if this game gets really popular and we really get a community behind this, we might be able to do some events. That'd be really cool, but we'll have to see where this goes.
Alright, so that pretty much
that's pretty much all we want to wrap it up. It's a pretty good intro video. So thank you guys really for watching. I really hope you guys have the same vision we do, because this game's really fun, and hopefully we can build a community behind this. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.